What is Samkhya? If you're curious about the ancient Indian philosophy of Samkhya, you're about to uncover a rich and complex system of thought that has been influencing spiritual and philosophical discussions for centuries. Samkhya, a term that means enumeration or number in Sanskrit, is one of the classic schools of Indian philosophy. It is rooted in a dualistic view of the world, which means it sees reality as composed of two fundamental and independent principles, Purusha and Prakriti. Purusha is often translated as consciousness or spirit. It is the eternal, unchanging, and passive observer of the world. Imagine it as the silent witness that observes all experiences without being affected by them. Purusha is beyond perception and cannot be described in words. It is simply the conscious principle. On the other hand, Prakriti is matter or nature. It encompasses everything that is physical, mental, and emotional. Prakriti is inactive and unconscious on its own, but becomes active when it comes into contact with Purusha. It is made up of three innate qualities or gunas, sattva, rajas, and tamas. These gunas are responsible for the various characteristics and behaviors we observe in the world. When Prakriti interacts with Purusha, it evolves into 23 tattvas or principles, which include the intellect, the ego, the mind, the senses, and the physical elements like earth, water, fire, air, and space. This interaction is what gives rise to our human experience and the world around us. Samkhya philosophy also emphasizes the concept of liberation, or moksha. This liberation is achieved when one understands the distinction between Purusha and Prakriti. By recognizing that the true self is Purusha and not the ever-changing Prakriti, one can break free from the cycle of suffering and rebirth. The path to this liberation involves knowledge, or viveka, which is the ability to discriminate between what is real and what is not. This knowledge helps in avoiding the suffering that comes from mistaken identity and ultimately leads to the realization of the self as pure and simple. Samkhya is closely related to yoga and forms the theoretical foundation for it. While yoga focuses on physical postures, breathing techniques, and ascetic practices, Samkhya is more concerned with intellectual analyses and proper discernment. It provides a systematic and rational approach to understanding the world and achieving spiritual liberation. In essence, Samkhya is a philosophical system that guides us to understand our true nature, the world we live in, and how to achieve freedom from the cycle of suffering through self-knowledge and discernment.